Well, as widely expected, the Bank of Canada cut its overnight lending rate by 25 basis points yesterday. It's now sitting at 2.75%, but uncertainty from the tariff trade wars could throw a wrench or maybe a lifeline into how much you're paying on your mortgages. Leah Zlatkin is a licensed mortgage broker and also an expert for lowestrates.ca. Leah, we turn to you frequently when it comes to interest rates, mortgages, etc. The cycle, though, we've had several cuts now. We're down, several percentage points from where we were just about a year ago. What does that tell you as a mortgage pro about sort of the environment right now and where we may or may not be going?
Yeah, so that's an excellent question. In terms of the slacking or the decreases here, we're now sitting at about 2.25 down from where we were at the start in June of 2024. Yeah. When you look at that, historically, we've seen cuts that average out to be about 2.43%. So we're getting close to that mark now. So for people who do have a variable rate mortgage, this is a needed sign of relief. Those people are extremely excited. We have to wonder, though, how many more cuts are coming. So how many more decreases will we see before we sort of taper out? So that's the big thing to watch out for right now.
So what does that say, Leah? Because some people may be renegotiating their mortgages, and we know how many were coming up for renewal this year. And some people may be thinking, well, we seem to be in a cycle where things are going down, so maybe I should get into variable right now. But if you're kind of alluding to or hinting that maybe it's not going to go down that much further, is it as advantageous to go variable, or should people are considering now more fixed rates?
It's a really great question. A lot of people are coming up for renewal. We saw a lot of purchases in 2020. So 25 is going to be a renewal year for a lot of people. When we're looking at variable versus fixed rate mortgages, depending on the type of mortgage you have, uninsurable versus insurable, the rates are very close. So most people are sitting around 4.2%. Maybe down to 4.04, all the way up to like 4.3, somewhere in that range. When you look at the variance between variable rates and fixed rates, it's really not that much. So you have to wonder, okay, is this going to stay put for the next 5 years? And am I going to benefit over the next 5 years? It's anybody's bet. With the volatility, the markets are up and down and rates could be coming down further. But really, you have to trust your gut. If you're okay with that volatility, variable might be the way to go. If you don't like that uncertainty and maybe you got burned last time variable rates were going up, you might want to stick to fixed.
Now, the one thing we often hear about variable rates, and I think this is important, is in some cases you can get these variable rate mortgages where you can lock in. But locking in, is that sort of custom across all variable rate mortgages, or is that only some? Because I would think that's really important.
Yeah, most people can lock in at any point in their variable mortgage. The one thing you want to consider is that you're not locking in at today's best rates. You're often locking in at the posted rate for your banking institution. So if you've got a variable rate with lender A, you're sticking with lender A, and they may not give you the best price that they'd give you when they're trying to attract you over to them to sign up for their mortgage. You might be just getting the posted rate, which would probably be higher than you'd get through a mortgage broker or other channel.
That's hugely important to consider, right? Because, just even a 25 basis point difference can be a huge amount of money back in your pocket, or perhaps more importantly, paying down your principal as well.
Yeah, when you think about the rate that we had yesterday, with that 25 basis point drop, you're actually looking at a savings of approximately $14 per 100,000 in mortgages. So that 25 basis point decrease is very big when you're looking at, should I switch or should I stay?
And when you talk about that, $14 doesn't sound like a whole lot, but this much better than I do. I understand some people have mortgages in sort of $700,000, $800,000, $900,000 range. That's not uncommon these days, is it?
Very typical. In Toronto, we've got a lot of people with mortgages over $500,000. Lots of mortgages that you've seen in the last few years are going to be in that $900,000 range.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, so every penny definitely counts. Leah Zlatkin, always appreciate the time. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great to chat with you again. Okay, thank you so much.